It is only 2 days, though, since France and the UK began a new arrangement on handling migrants headed for English shores. The French government is sending equipment and vehicles worth more than $12 million to the area around Dunkirk to keep it secure. It was part of the deal that was made with the British. With me now is Tauhid Pasha, the UK's head of the UN's International Organization for Migration, the IOM. So, there are no words that can express the sorrow of tonight's appallingness in the Channel. But what do you need to prevent a repetition?
31 people lost their lives today, and until recently, the figures for this year were 15, and that puts it into context. 75 people lost their lives last week trying to cross from Libya into the Mediterranean. Those lives also lost. 1,500 this year, 1,500 last year. Since 2014, about 14,000 people have lost their lives. We've been counting each death through our Missing Migrants project in our office in Berlin. And all we're doing is just counting the numbers. We need to be working on the solutions, as you say, Richard. And just one fact comes to mind, and that is that the disproportionate ramping up of barriers and restrictions leads people into these alternative routes. It drives them straight into the hands of smugglers and traffickers.
But there's two types of, there are two types here, though, aren't there? There are those who are genuinely, I can hear the critics saying, there are those who are genuinely fleeing repression and those who are going for, quote, economic migration. Now, I agree, that's his dancing on the head of a pin tonight when you're looking at people fishing bodies out of waters. However, how do you stop them making these journeys in the first place?
We need to give people access to safe and legal pathways. We need more pathways. If you put the figures into context, the UK gave humanitarian protection to about 8,000 people this year so far. Last year, the figures were about 16,000, including resettlement. That's a drop in the ocean. You have 22 million refugees worldwide at the moment. The vast majority are staying in neighboring countries. As soon as they get out, they're going there. Very few make it across. We need those safe pathways. We need access to protection regimes as well. And that is vitally important. And Richard, going back to your point, who is crossing, who is making these journeys? If you look at the nationalities, Iraq, Sudan, Eritrea, recently Afghanistan, these figures clearly show that the vast majority are fleeing conflict. But also when people are moving, yes, they're moving for different reasons.
Sir, I'm going to be slightly harsh with you in the sense that people in country, in the UK, in the Netherlands, in France, they say, hang on, we don't, I'm not saying everybody, but we don't want this unbridled migration from these countries because we can't cope with it in ourselves.
We have an international duty. When it comes to 22 million refugees worldwide, it's a pin drop. It's a drop in the ocean. Sorry, that Western countries are asking to take on. We need to be upping the resettlement regime. But of course, Richard, there are concerns about migratory pressures. So we balance that against, okay, let's look at the other aspects of the UK economy as well. There are alternative and creative ways of creating protection regimes. So, for example, the UK, and credit to them, they're bringing in displaced people who have talent, qualified nurses who are displaced, right. Syrian and Palestinian nurses. So, we can, at the same time, we can also ensure that we can really look at the pathways that can be created in a creative manner and give people the humanitarian protection that's necessary.
Sir, do you think that today's awful news will act as a brake on others who will think, it will give others pause for that momentary thought before launching themselves on what, I mean, people think of the English Channel as being this little bit of water between Britain and France, 32 miles across, without recognizing it is some of the most treacherous waters in the world. Do you think tonight might help others decide not to do this?
People are going to be continuing to flee persecution. People are dying, as I said, in there globally, worldwide. The figures are in excess of 1,000. People are still going to continue to cross. Yes, people are going to pause for thought, and the action that's being taken against smugglers and traffickers is absolutely vitally important. But at the same time, people are going to continue to flee. And that's the fact. And also, Richard, just to put this into context as well, we actually have the lowest levels of asylum seekers in the UK since 2012. There was a huge peak at that stage. If we look at it in that context, we can up the safe and legal pathways, we can up our resettlement regimes, we can give people more protection, and hopefully that will have an impact. We need a comprehensive, robust approach to this. It's not just about putting the barriers up.